up and good morning, guys? Welcome back to another video. Whew, I am excited today, guys. Today is like my favorite step in any type of outdoor project or even, I guess, full-blown construction project, because at some point you're gonna come across this step, and that is landscaping. We are finally ready to landscape the guest house backyard. We've got the two peacocks hanging out up here. Princess just loves to stare at herself in any reflective surface. So yeah, that door right there. That is her mirror in the morning. Gotta make sure she's looking good. Now, I went ahead and laid all the plants out the other day. Obviously, we gotta move them, but I just wanted to get a feel for it. But check out how good this is gonna look. Now that we're gonna have some green back here, I am really happy that I decided to go with just white on the stucco on the walls back there, because I think the white really makes the green pop, and it just really brightens this place up and gives it more of like a, I don't know, like a Palm Springs-ish feel versus like brown. Look at the difference. One of the things I want to try out here is I want to try growing king palms out here. I'm a king palm fan over a queen palm because king palms, they actually clean themselves. So as, you know, the leaves die, they just fall off. Whereas a queen palm, as the leaves die, you got to cut them off. And then at some point you got to descale like this whole piece. And they're kind of a lot of work. Kings are ideal and they're a little bit more tropical. But when I went to Moon Valley Nursery to buy the in-and-out palm trees in the front here, they're like, oh yeah, kings aren't going to survive up there. So this is my test. These were not cheap. However, they were not $1 million. So we're going to try 2 king palms here at the guest house. And if they work, it's going to open up a whole lot more stuff we can plant out here. So I'm going pretty tropical-ish here, right? So we've got king palms. I forget what these are called, and I forget what these are called. So pardon me, I apologize. I'm sure there's a landscaper out there that can answer that. And we're just going to kind of alternate, you know? All of this is going to grow in at some point. If you really wanted to go crazy, you could have bought like triple of what I bought and actually like completely filled it in right now. But we've got time to wait for this stuff to grow. We've got pygmy date palms, which these little boogers are pokey. Some of you guys hate these. I like the look. They're not that fun to trim, but they're not that bad once you have to figure out how to not get poked by them. You can see they come in different trunks, right? So sometimes they have 2 or 3 growing, sometimes they have 5. This one has 3, however, this front one's a little baby one. So I don't want anything growing out this way. I want everything to kind of grow sideways, right? So I'd prefer 2 trunks, but I couldn't find any that were 2. However, you can cut this one off. So I'm not going to cut it off right away. I'm going to wait till it gets in the ground and gets established before I chop that off, so we're not shocking plant. I mean, maybe you could cut it off right away and it's no big deal, but I don't want to risk killing this because, yeah, we spent a good amount of money here. So once we cut this one off, it'll just be 2 stems. Pygmy date palms probably grow up sideways like that. So again, we're going to sprinkle a few of those in there. A couple of those bad boys. These grow pretty big, and these are super easy to maintain. Literally all you ever have to do is that, and now you just clean all the dead ones off. Grow these like stalks that come out pretty tall with like purple and white flowers. Pygmy date. So the plan is king palm in each corner of the yard. We're gonna have to build some type of fencing over there. You can see our little temporary one to keep the goat from jumping in to eat all this. We're gonna have to build something to keep the donkeys from gnawing on the leaves there of the palm tree. Now we're gonna get this all prepped and ready to start planting. We dug a bunch of the dirt down at the bottom of the wall there so we can stucco pretty much below the dirt, and then like you can see over there, we're gonna kind of regrade everything out. We're gonna leave it a hair low below this curb because I'm gonna end up putting river rock in here at some point. But for now, we'll just get it all clean because we're gonna be putting down a weed barrier as well. And we don't want dirt on top of that. So let's get all the dirt that's gonna be underneath it right now. Ava has gone ahead and put the weed barrier fabric down. You know, I got this one at Home Depot. It's actually pretty decent. It's got a ton of holes in it, so obviously the water can still get through to water the plants, but not let the weeds grow up. We do have one issue with it though, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 99% sure that Princess, our white peacock, eats this stuff. You can see, this used to have the entire area weed barriered down, but it's been picked at over the last couple of months, and you can also see these plants are kind of getting picked at a little bit here. Obviously, if it was a goat that got in, like this whole area would be just like completely gone. So I believe Princess the white peacock is eating the weed barrier fabric, which just makes no sense to me. I've also caught her over here. We had a bag of mortar sitting, we had a couple stacked right here, and I noticed one day like the bags were kind of ripped open, and I'm like, man, that's weird. Well, I came back here one day and I caught her like full face, like Dave Chappelle covered in white powder, and I don't know, apparently mortar is peacock drugs. I'm not 100% sure, but so I'm gonna try to quickly get this covered once we get all the plants in and everything. I'm actually a couple of plants short now that I've actually gone with a tape measure and spaced everything out. I really like these guys. I think they look really cool, kind of modern. So I wanted a few of those over there, but to get like the symmetry that I'm looking for here. I had to use up more of those than I thought I had. So we're gonna get as much stuff in the ground as we have today, and then I'll probably buy a couple more for over there. And we are currently waiting for HYPERLITE. We ran out of stucco the other day, and the supplier that I normally get it from wasn't opened yesterday, so HYPERLITE went to go grab some on his way up here because we still have to do the back side of the wall here. But in the meantime, thankfully we got the front done so we can keep everybody rolling. Okay, HYPERLITE has showed up. We've got the stucco that we need to get this finished. We're gonna pull the guys off of doing the planting, but check out HYPERLITE's Christmas gift there.
Look at that.
Open it up, show them how nice and quilted it is inside.
Nice and quilted, work for it.
There you go.
Got a zipper.
Look at that.
Hiding spots.
Perfect.
What more do you guys want?
There you go.
Warm.
So we might be adding those to the website. I had that one made for HYPERLITE for Christmas. If you guys are interested, let me know down in the comment section. Those jackets are freaking rad. If you can see above me, we got some clouds coming in. It was 85 degrees here for Christmas. It is now a storm a-coming tonight, and should be getting quite a bit of rain. So we want to get this stucco on and hopefully cured up enough before the end of the day, before the rain hits hard. Now we decided once that wall dried up, we didn't like the way it looked. It's typically why you scratch and brown, is you get 2 coats to basically hide where like the joints are of the block and you don't see them. That Thorough Seal stuff that we were using is a little bit thinner than if we were to use standard mortar, so it showed a little bit more than we had anticipated. So HYPERLITE's throwing a second coat of stucco on that wall. This wall was all done in 2 coats. I'm going ahead and I am sponging it. So again, we're doing a sand finish. Basically, you'll see HYPERLITE over here. He's troweling it on, or hard troweling it, which leaves it smooth, almost as if you were finishing concrete. Then I come back in with a sponge. It's a little hard to see, it's a little bit wet, but we'll show you right now just for the camera. Basically what I'm doing is I'm bringing all of the sand to the surface and kind of exposing the sand, all while also trying to float this pretty flat. And then that is how you get that, which is sand finish. HYPERLITE comes from the generation of where if you're doing construction, you pretty much have to be able to do every step of whatever it is that you're doing. You know, if you're gonna do block work, like HYPERLITE can dig the footings, set the forms, tie the rebar, do the block work, do the stucco work, grout the walls, like start to finish, he can do it all. Whereas nowadays that's kind of dying off to where a lot of trades are, you know, somebody that'll come in and do the excavating, somebody else that'll come in and set the forms and tie the rebar. Then you bring the masons in to do the block work, and then you bring in the stucco guys to do the stucco. Just adds so many layers. And I understand on like giant jobs why that's necessary, but the days of people being able to do like everything, build a house from start to finish, one person or one group is pretty slim to none. Now these columns are where things really get fun. You really have to be careful on these corners and edges. There's a little bit of dirt on there, it's no bueno. You can't just like come up to a corner, you'll knock all the mud out like that. And then now you have a weird little notch in your corner. So you have to come into your corners, kind of work away from them, knock it down. Obviously this was already done the other day, but we have to blend it back into the existing stuff, all while taking care to not knock a big chunk of it out. Now, as much as I would not like it to be a 4-man operation, unfortunately this is kind of a 4-man operation, so we've had to pull the guys completely off of getting the plants in today, because once we start, we really can't stop doing the stucco. So obviously we got HYPERLITE troweling the stucco on the wall. We got Jefe over there feeding his hawk. The hawk is the square thing you see in his hand. That's what he holds the mud on. Abel's over here constantly mixing because, well, we burn through mud really quick. And then I come behind and I sponge it to put the sand finish on it. Good news is we're pretty much gonna be done with the stucco today. Bad news is we still aren't gonna have the plants in the ground, and it's supposed to rain tonight, so that's not gonna be happening till tomorrow, or sorry, the next day. But can we just talk about how good that looks? I mean, hopefully that looks as good on camera as it does in person. Finally seeing some white out here against all the brown on brown on brown. Gray fencing, but brown, 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 brown. I understand why probably everything out here is brown, because, well, it matches the dirt, and when everything gets dirty and dusty, you don't see it. Let's take a look inside here. This looks much better with that second coat that we put on. Good news is all the stucco is done. We beat the incoming rain, and yeah, that looks good. Now we just gotta hope it doesn't wash off tonight. Just kidding, we're so close, guys. We're so close to having this backyard done at the guest house. Have you guys ever heard the term instant regret? That is currently what I'm having. After coming out yesterday after the rains and looking at my stucco, expecting to see, you know, a little bit of dirt splashed up on the ground. Kind of like that, which no big deal, that washes off. But one thing I did not consider was all of the runoff from the roof right there, hitting the wall and taking whatever years worth of crap the tree has dropped on the roof and then staining all of our stucco here. That's bad. I spent a lot of time yesterday with some diluted bleach and a scrub brush, trying to scrub all of this off. I mean, it's all the way down this column right here. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. This is the one spot that we only put one coat of, and now that the wall is wet and the joints are wet, you can see where the block are there. Obviously when that dries out, you don't see that, but we're gonna have to end up putting another coat on this side of mainly just to cover up all the crap that came off the roof, which also means we need to figure out a solution for this roof. If any of you guys out there, if I haven't found one by the time this video goes live, do seamless rain gutters and you are local, let me know, because right now I'm gonna have to hokey together some ghetto rain gutters from Home Depot. I'm not real happy about that, but I'm gonna have to gutter from there to there and then just get it past this part of the wall and just let it drop right there for now. I definitely regret not going with the synthetic stucco, because the synthetic stucco, like this, it doesn't stain like this. Regular stucco is super porous, especially if you don't have paint on it, and the problem with painting stucco is like once you paint it, you're pretty much committed to painting it for the rest of your life. But I think what we're gonna have to do is we're probably gonna end up having to paint this freaking wall, which sucks, but it's gonna end up keeping it clean, because once it's sealed with paint, now you can wash it off easier and clean it. The main problem is right here, obviously everything that came off of the roof, and I'm probably gonna pressure wash the roof today as well, but we're gonna have to cover this to not destroy it. But you can see a little bit right here on this wall, pretty much anywhere that's underneath this tree that is gonna be coming out at some point. Again, all of that down there, no big deal, that just washes off, that's just splashback from the ground. But that sucks, I'm not happy about that. I was so stoked on my beautiful white wall that is now looks like it's all rusty. In the bed of the truck here, I've got my little hokey rain gutter. Of course, when I need it, Home Depot doesn't have any metal rain gutters, so this plastic stuff is not good. It's gonna warp like crazy. So I'm only gonna do, you know, a few feet of it just to get it away from the wall until I get some proper seamless rain gutters up there. I was able to go to the nursery yesterday though and grab a few more of the plants that we were short. We'll get all the plants in today, and then we're gonna be taking the dump trailer to go pick up some river rock. We're actually gonna be taking the dump trailer with the crew cab OBS. Now granted, the trailer brake controller is not working. We're just gonna get the dump trailer down the dirt road and then meet up with Papa Rhino. I'm gonna switch it over to the 450. I don't want Papa Rhino to have to drive his 450 down our dirt road after it got totally destroyed by rain yesterday. So I'll just basically use his truck to go into town, get the rock, bring it back up here, and then we'll switch back. Now I forgot that I had all the broken branches and stuff in the dump trailer. So we're gonna go dump that out in the burn pile out there. There's Big Walt's butt right there. Say hi to Big Walt's butt. But can we just look at how beautiful that combo is right there? Oh, I love it. Out for an adventure in the field we go. Hopefully we don't get stuck. The ground out here, it's a very decomposed granite, sandy dirt mix, and it dries out really well. There's just a couple of spots on the road that just get really squishy. And it's not even like this mud is bad. This will literally like wash off and it kind of becomes sand when it dries out. So it's not like super gnarly, sticky mud that's a pain in the butt to get off. However, still don't want Papa Rhino's truck to get covered in mud. Call it a pavement princess, call it what you will. You know, we have trucks that we are okay with beating up and trucks that like there's just no point in beating up if you don't have to. Made it over here to the burn pile, and it is crazy how much this has shrunk. I think it was probably about a year ago that we came in and we just cleaned all this section of trees out. Like basically trimmed them all up high enough, got like the fire danger away here. This is actually a really nice pile right here. We should probably chop this up for firewood instead of burning it. But all of this stuff just needs to go. I will say I'm not really a fan of this whole chain to keep the doors open thing. I believe on the 2023 Diamond C's, they no longer have this and they got a better solution, but maybe it's something we can retrofit. Let's get her dumped here. Now we make our way through the woods here. This is like the more majestic part of the property here. If you're into woodsy tree stuff, this is your spot right here where you're gonna wanna hang out. I am glad to see we got a little break in the clouds there. We got a little bit of sun. It actually just started raining again like, I don't know, 10 minutes ago or so. And we have another big rain coming in a day or two. Try to get this gutter knocked out today. I've never done any type of rain gutters, let alone these really crappy plastic ones. Don't make fun of me for how weird and bad this is probably gonna end up going. Well, I already see a flaw in my plan here. So I've got an inside corner here, which my plan was it was gonna go like
here, but obviously if I'm this far below that tile, when the water comes down, it's just gonna cascade off and it's gonna go right past this. This needs to be like up there, which would then need to have like a downspout here into another piece that goes here. But then when you get out to there, and again, I'm no rain gutter guy, which is pretty evident. I've got an outside corner that was gonna go here, but then because of these side tiles, we're really low here. And I believe you don't need them where the side tiles are in a typical setup. I would like them here though, just in case any tree sap and stuff is on the sides here and it drips down. I would like something to catch that and get it out of here. But if we do that at this elevation and we come around here, we are now too low on this side. Might have to go to Home Depot and buy a couple more parts, even though they're like very scarce right now, because anytime it rains, anything rain related just completely flies off the shelves. Screw it, guys, I'm gonna do my best to hobble something together here. I'm gonna cut this with a bandsaw. It's probably something you should just cut with scissors. We'll see how this does. Or maybe I'll cut it from the other way. See, guys, I wonder if this will slide up underneath there. If we can get it up underneath the tile enough. This might work. We might be onto something here. Okay. Well, apparently not using a ladder was not a good idea. Took a little tumble off the wall there. So, yeah. That one didn't feel good. We're gonna keep trucking on here and see if this is gonna work. See if we can finagle this up under there, which will go right there. If we can get that a little bit higher, it'll work on the other side. Put an end cap on there, then we'll run a piece higher here with a spot that drops into there. Should carry this all the way out and out that side. Well, the rain gutter is gonna be on pause for a second. Papa Rhino just let me know he is at the end of the dirt road. You can see right here, the road gets pretty sloppy, but the cool thing about the road out here is, again, this was completely drenched, I don't know, 12 hours ago. It dries out really well, and then the more you drive on it, the more it smoothens out. It's just usually the first like 24 to 48 hours after a rain, you're gonna get spots like this that are pretty mushy. And we'll throw some stuff up on your vehicle. There's only really one section that gets really bad, and that's what we're coming up on right now, which is all right up in here. This area gets bad. There's a low spot right here. The water can't really get out. We're gonna have to kind of keep some momentum going through here. All right, and that's the worst of it. It's really not that bad, but again, if we don't have to muddy a truck, why muddy a truck? All right, found Papa Rhino. And a quick little truck swap for us in the 450 here. Not really even gonna be able to see that trailer behind this monster of a truck. All right, we've made it to the rock yard. Those are gonna be the river rock that we're getting. He's actually gonna start loading me up right now, and then we're gonna be getting some class 2 road base that we're gonna use underneath the turf. I've always used DG, but my turf guy says he prefers road base, so that's what we're gonna put. Whew, this is heavy. You can see, look, we've got a lot of tail weight here. So we're gonna put 3 yards of DG in the front, the 2 yards here. We're gonna try to keep everything separate. We are loaded heavy, guys. We'll see how this one goes. Luckily, all that's wet, so I'm not even gonna worry about tarping that. There's gonna be no dust coming off of it. But yeah, that class 2 road base is super heavy because it's been saturated in water for the last couple of days. So this should be fun. Hopefully our tires are good. Here's to hoping. We're going slow, we're going back roads. You know, I think it's a good thing the trailer brakes on the OBS don't currently work, because there is no way I would want to take this load with that truck. I mean, the 450 here's got some balls to her. The 10-speed transmission's great. You can hear the fans kicking on right now, and it is cold outside. Like, I'm curious how heavy this load is back there. You know, these things can tow well over 30,000 pounds. I don't think we're anywhere near that. And obviously we're on 40, so we're kind of doing some weird stuff there, but
There's a good amount of weight back there. Now, Papa Rhino went down the dirt road in the OBS and gave me the okay to bring the 450 down, so we were just gonna go super, super slow here and try to not fling up any mud. Well guys, we successfully made it back. Squeezed the old truck and trailer up here in the guest house driveway. And well, time to start unloading it. Obviously we're not gonna just sit here and dump this and create a big old mess and mix everything. So we're gonna unload all the river rock by hand here, and then probably just bucket it in. Kind of looks like we might have got a little too much, maybe. We're gonna see. I was kind of worried we didn't have enough. These rain gutters may be one of the hokiest things I've done at the ranch. It's pretty freaking ghetto, but again, I'm not gonna do this entire run. I'm gonna have a seamless rain gutter company come out at some point and just do this entire thing. This plastic rain gutter warps like crazy as soon as it gets warm, so there's no point in me even wasting the money on doing this even temporarily. The most important thing was getting it past this wall. It'll drop off right there, probably make a little puddle right here, but we got drains down here to get rid of it. Even if I wanted to do the whole thing, the like 2 or 3 Home Depots around me don't even have the couplers to connect multiple pieces of these 10-foot sticks, so I wouldn't be able to do it if I wanted to anyway, or at least not properly. Not that I'm doing this properly. Now this piece actually doesn't look too bad. It actually worked out well. I was able to get it tucked up high enough under here. I went ahead and I only have one end cap because it comes in a pair of either a this side, you get a this side and a this side. So we've already used this side there. So I need to buy another end cap, and then that's gonna go there. Hopefully it's got enough fall that maybe we can get away without an end cap for a while. And then with my pocket knife, I cut a hole there that should drop into there, get it to there, go around the corner and not here and make a mess. Just pre-drill here so we can get through that flashing. Or por ahorita, ¿tú quieres the base con la carretilla o qué?
Sí, con la carretilla.
Just maybe ponle aquí en este lado de the trailer. Yo tengo un ramp. ¿Quieres ponle la carretilla adentro?
Eso no se ocupa, ¿qué decir? Por allá.
¿Está bien? All right, now that the gutter is all up, don't mind my little stir stick there as my shim, but that side was dropping without having an end cap on it. Hopefully it's got enough fall that way. I don't know. Either way, that should be far enough past that column right there. But now we get to do my least favorite thing, and that is relying on silicone to seal up all of these connectors here. And we're gonna put this on pretty heavily. Oh, if we can get it out. Oh. Well, gutters are in. All of the rock is in and looking freaking phenomenal. I love this look. I mean, let's just take a step back, guys. Let's just take a step back and appreciate it. I mean, it's gonna look even better once we have some green turf in here. But for now, like, just so beautiful, so beautiful. And then one of the things we like to do when we put in trees is we always just bury some 3-inch pipe next to them. That way you have a way to get water all the way down to the bottom versus just like trying to put a bunch of water at the top and hoping that it soaks down to the root ball on the bottom. So we've done that for both trees, this one in that corner as well as that corner. We also went ahead, threw some rock right here around all the sprinkler valves, got that nice and cleaned up. And again, there's weed barrier down there, so hopefully nothing grows up through there. Right now the guys are taking the road base and they're gonna spread that all out in here and get this area nice and prepped and ready for turf, because, well, that is gonna be pretty much the next step for this entire thing, other than the wrought iron, which that's gonna be a whole nother animal we're gonna have to tackle at some point. We are changing gears now a little bit to the mini truck. Got a lot of different things going on today. I've got a bunch of 2x4s in the back there that I just had lying around that are a little too twisted to do anything worthwhile with. So now I gotta build just a little bit of fencing to keep the animals away from the corners here where those palms are, because that's like perfect height for the donkeys to come annihilate those brand new palm trees. So we'll build just a little temporary fence, but that's gonna be a long time before this side right here is above donkey height. Well, ended up running out of lumber a little bit at the end there, so I had to scavenge some just random boards that have fallen off the old fence there. Still got to get a little bit more lumber to put a return there, but it should be enough to keep the animals out. This side's pretty low, so I kind of started with my height over there. I mean, really, if the donkeys wanted to, they could probably get over that, but I think that right there is just going to be enough to deter them. Now the guys that brought the base into the yard for the turf, we're gonna have to compact that base. Oh, geez, jumping up in the mini truck here to then jump up in the 450. We've got the vibra plate or plate compactor, and we've also got some freshy 2x4s that I'm gonna be able to use for my temporary fencing. Handle is broken right there, so we're gonna take it over to James's house and borrow his welder real quick, weld this handle back together. Okay, to James's house we go, get this thing welded up, and we have arrived. Just pull right on in. We're not even gonna unload it. We're just gonna get her welded. We'll be using James's Miller Multimatic 255. Way overkill for that little weld, but this thing is pretty rad. Check under the hood like I know what I'm looking for here. Oh, yep, that looks like regular wire fed. So that means we're gonna turn on our MIG mix, which is this booger right here. We are welding. It's definitely thinner than 1/8 inch. We'll go 14 gauge. I don't know what the thickness of this handle is, but somewhere around there. Give us a little spot there for a ground. If you guys are in the market for a plate compactor, the Multi-Quip here, I don't even know how many years we've had this thing, probably 15 or more. It's never had one oil change, and I don't think we've ever filled it up with hydraulic fluid or whatever oil it uses inside of there. And this is really the only issue other than broken starter cords, but this is the only issue this thing's ever had is this right here. So this thing's been super, super solid. Okay, she is all welded up. I didn't really feel the need to grind that completely smooth. Gotta say, you guys all know, you can pretty much fix anything with tie wire. And yeah, this thing has been fixed with tie wire for a while. Ooh. The guys got all the base laid out in here and spread out. Nice to not see a big old mud pit in the middle of this yard. I mean, even if we just left it as like DG compacted it really well. A lot of yards are doing that now because it's like low maintenance, water wise, it's all friendly and eco. And then we got rain coming in tomorrow pretty hard. So we're gonna want to compact this now. That way the water will just shed off of it versus like coming off the roof is just gonna destroy all their grading here and make it totally all rutted out and nasty. So you can see the difference that it makes. I mean, if you walk in this middle section right here, you can see all the footprints that are left, and then watch where he's walking now. Obviously it's compacted, no more footprints get left in it, no ruts, no divots. We've got Willie upset that he's missing out on all the action. He's not a fan of having fences and gates in the way. You wanna say hi to all your fans on YouTube? Yeah? Willie, everybody wants you on a shirt. Do you think we should put you on a shirt? You just gonna cuddle? Yeah? Okay, I will hold your head up. You got a big head. I bet it gets pretty heavy. I will hold it up for you, buddy. If that makes you feel better. You're a good boy, Willie. Now, guys, don't mind the box, but I finally actually brought my extra extension for the Milwaukee pole saw. We're gonna use this right now to trim those limbs that are above the house, or at least try to. And the crazy thing is, if you really wanted to get wild with it, I bet you could hook this up to the weed whacker too, and have like a 12-foot long weed whacker here. That's some equipment right there we're working with now. So Papa Rhino's doing tree trimming via excavator here. I'm gonna try and clean up some of these cuts, but really I want to get that branch that's going out over the roof there. Okay, so we're a little shy on some of these. So, bust out the ladder here. I love this thing. This thing works great. Papa Rhino's trying to grab this branch to let me cut it and not fall on the roof. I think if you come in more, we can get it, or if we get a rope around it, I yank it down. I'll jump up there real quick and just put it into the jaws of it. All right. See if we can yank this down now. Woo. She's a stout one.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Gracias, jefe. Nope.
Go higher.
Yep. Bring your bucket down. Yep, keep going. All right. I mean, it might snap off. I don't want it to fling this way. I'm getting out of the way. I don't want it to fly that way. Lower the boom a little bit so it's not so, just lower the boom so it breaks it down. Yeah, keep going down. Keep going. Yep, keep going. Keep going. Oh. All right, hold it right there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to grab it after you let go. It might fling back up.
I don't think so. You cracked, right?
It ain't that cracked. It's still pretty stout. Ooh, I don't like that sound. Getting on the other side of the roof. She gonna snap, and she gonna snap hard. But Papa Rhino does not want me to cut it. He's got full faith in this, so hopefully this works. And it's a nice easy snap, and then we'll get up there and clean it up. You could probably re-grab it now. There she goes. Well, now that the tree is pretty cleaned up there, I still got a couple more limbs. I got to like final trim up top. I'll do that once we get all this stuff out of here, but we're gonna pull the trailer with the gray OBS. Doesn't have a lot of weight in there, and then we're gonna see if we can back it up this hill. Nothing likes backing up here with the gravel, especially ball tires, but I'm gonna try and back this up on the other side of the wall there. So that last little bit of road base that we have, these guys can just spread next to the wall. That way it'll keep all of the mud from splashing on the wall with this next rain we have coming in. And I've got good news for you guys, very good news. I've got an appointment to get the brakes and the OBS fixed, and at the same time I'm gonna end up swapping out trailer brake controllers here. So we're just spreading this here just to keep all the splashback off the wall. We'll probably just hand tamp this or maybe run the vibraplate over a little bit. Spread it all in a little bit here. Abel's working on getting all the sprinklers dialed in. Again, these are literally just to rinse the turf off, I don't know, once a month or so to get the dust off of it. You guys can see Big Walt not too happy about the vibraplate. And what's crazy is that's like literally the same engine that's on a lawnmower. When he hears a lawnmower, no problem, comes running because he knows that means grass. Here's it on the vibraplate, it's like, nope, I'm out of here. But we got the last little bits of road base here spread up against the wall. I'm gonna compact it real quick. Again, no other reason other than to keep stuff from splashing on the wall. If it was dirt, it would splash all up like that. So since we had a little bit left over, we might as well use it. Look how janky this fence is. This is what we had to put up last night just to keep the animals away. So I'll get this built a little bit better. Then we're gonna wait till this next rainstorm passes before we fix the wall. But let me take you guys inside real quick and just show you how freaking good this looks. Now that everything's compacted, you get a better idea of what it's gonna look like when there's turf in here. So stoked with how all of this is coming together, but I think it is finally time we call it quits on this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now that you do not miss out on any future content, progress, ranch projects. For those of you that like them, constantly doing stuff, the ranch is gonna constantly evolve and constantly get better and nicer. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of money. Thankful for these guys here jumping in and helping. Thankful for Papa Rhino jumping in and helping, because it definitely helps make things a little bit easier around here. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out. Big Walt, say roll the outro.
Damn. Yeah.